A very warm welcome to yet another interesting program, your program, our program, Matters Arising. It is a program where we discuss issues that affect us as a people. It could be political, social, and economic. My name is Gospel Amalia Mefobo, and on this week's episode of Matters Arising, I have a very special person in the building who will be looking at the renewed agitation for the creation of Anioma State. And I have in the building to help me dissect other issues, as far as this, the creation of Anioma State is concerned, because a lot of persons are for and against. A lot of persons have different views about the creation. Some persons have the opinion that it's supposed to be in south, while others are also of the opinion that it should be in southeast. Why some persons are also of the opinion that wherever it is, that is not the issue. So far, let there be an Anioma State. I'm being joined in the studio by Comrade Victor Soroku. Comrade Victor Soroku is a journalist per excellence, and he is the State Secretary of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, Delta State, and the National President of Go Anioma Movement. Sir, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Gospel, for having me.
Okay, let's look at the creation of Anioma State. What is your perception about it? What's your take about it?
My take about the creation of Anioma State is that Anioma State should be created now. The time to create Anioma State is now. Everything under the sun, everything under heavens has its time. And I think it is time for the creation of Anioma State. All things are working together for the good of this purpose. And at the right time, God has raised for us a leader in the person of the most distinguished Star Senator, Ned Munea Nwoko, who is representing the good people of Delta North and Anioma people at the Senate. He began this renewed quest for the creation of Anioma State through a bill is of common knowledge. He had to put together a bill, a historical bill, not as a well of his own creation, a historical bill. Historical because Anioma State creation has been on the forefront of state creation in Nigeria. In fact, one of the oldest. The creation of Anioma State, agitators have been pre-colonial days. It dates back to 1951. According to a recent history given to us by a traditional custodian, the Obi of Uboluno, at the inauguration of Ugo Anioma Movement Central Working Committee. That was on June 13th. So you see that the agitation for the creation of Anioma State predates the independence of Nigeria. We have been a people. We have evolved over time, socially, culturally, traditionally, politically. The mantle has been handed from one generation to another. At a time, it was the traditional rulers that were the vanguard of the creation of Anioma State. Then the mantle was handed over to His Excellency Sir Denis Osadebe, one-time Senate President, and then, of course, Premier of Midwestern Nigeria. So you discover that it has been an agitation that predates the politics of today.
No, why did it become hotter this period? Why?
Because it is a dream whose time has come. When the time for a purpose is at hand, everybody begins to talk of it. And like I said, it's been the passion of the senator representing Delta North. Only lately he began to mobilize our people, mobilize the powers that be. He started reaching out, lobbying for the creation. Last year, August 31st, we held a grand Anioma Stakeholder Summit, of which I was the secretary of the local organizing committee. Again, he had to reach out to all stakeholders in the 9 local governments that constitute the proposed Anioma State. Of course, you know Anioma is an acronym of Aniocha, Ndokwa, Eka, and Oshimili. Anio, the Ma added to it. So you discover that the time has come. And then why has the time come? You may also want to know.
Yes.
Now, in Nigeria of today, contemporary Nigeria, there are so many agitations. There are ill feelings within the system, in the entire federation. These are ill feelings of marginalization, injustice, intimidation, political ostracization, non-representation as a were at the national level. When we talk of the federation today, we have 36 states, broken into 6 regions. The Northwest having the highest of states, the highest number of states, 7 states. The 5 other regions have 60 states, except Southeast, that has 5 states. Now, if you look at the agitation in the Southeast, over time, there have been this self-determination. Today, Nnamdi Kanu is still in incarceration for an upward of going to 5 years. He was arrested, released, agitation for ill feeling of injustice, marginalization. That the Southeast is the only region having 5 states. And in the wisdom of the administration today, the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, one of his cardinal policies of this administration is to balance up and even up all these issues that are called the Nigerian factor. The issues of injustice, imbalance, and to find a way to quell agitations. If you look at the South-South, the issues of the militancy and all that, to a very large extent, it has been drastically brought to control. Today we have commissions, regional commissions. Today we have the Ministry for Regional Development. We have the Southeast Development Commission. We have the South-South Development Commission. We have the North-Central, the Northeast. Virtually the regions all have development commissions today. And their boards have been composed, set up, and inaugurated. That is to tell you that the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is looking at evening up, making all regions equitable.
Meaning that, because this question will now be, where are they proposing? Is it on the Southeast or South-South? If you say that it's good for the ensure equity and balance in states, for example, the Southeast, are you now proposing that the Anioma State should be to make it up, the Southeast 6, Southeast geopolitical zone, make it 6 states? Are you pushing that it should be in the East?
Yeah, I'm coming to that viewpoint. Because it is where the agitation, in fact, it is where the debate is now.
Yeah.
Where should Anioma State be domiciled? And I would want to say that Anioma State should be domiciled where it is now.
Where is it? South.
In Anioma State. It is within the geography of Anioma.
Okay.
It is within the geography of Anioma.
In the south now.
It borders with the south. It borders with the southeast. So it is more like a bridge between the south and the southeast. But if you ask me, we are more of the southeast than the south.
Talking about the Igbo speaking part of the southeast, or I don't get you.
Largely, Anioma people are Igbo. Largely, I didn't say all of Anioma people. Majority of communities in Anioma have Igbo origin. That is one. Culture, language, affinity, we are Igbos. Politically speaking, if you go to the center, you go up north, we are regarded as Igbos. You are filling an affidavit, you are filling a form, you will fill Nigeria, Igbo. Igbo is an adulteration of Igbo. Eka, Igbo. Ndokwa, Igbo. Anyocha, Igbo. So, it is an adulteration of Igbo. But even at that, there is no hard and fast rule that a state must be made up only of a common ancestry. If it is so, Igbanki should not be in Edo State because they are castes. If you go to Delta as we have it today, we don't have common ancestry, but we're in one state. We all don't come from the same origin. Ishekiri, Ijo, Urobo, Okwane, Enwani, Eka. We don't have a common ancestry in Delta State, yet we are in one state. So, and we're also in South. South does not have a common origin or ancestry. So, that also shouldn't be a predeterminant for state creation. But what we are saying is that Anioma has evolved over 7 decades as a people, as a corporate, socio-cultural, and political environment. We understand ourselves. We have a common political, socio-cultural patrimony. And that is why we are saying it is time to create it. Let us even go back to the Civil War. The war was fought. But the scars are in our Anioma nation. The scars live with us.
You don't mean it?
The killings, the massacre in Asaba, in Shago, going down towards Enwani. Most of the communities in Anyocho Shimili, Okpanam. Yes, they will say the war was fought in the southeast, but the scars, the blood,
the casualties,
is
what do you mean?
Flowed in Anioma nation. Why? Because to the average northerner, Anioma is Igbo. Everything about us is Igbo. Name, what is your name?
Maliami Fobo.
What is that not an Igbo name? Ifeanyi Chukwu. Is that not an Igbo name? Our brother, the immediate past governor, when he was campaigning for the presidency, he told us he's an Igbo man. Ifeanyi Chukwu. What can be greater than God?
But what makes you think, why are some persons against or have divergent views about the creation of Anioma?
Sheer political sentiments, one. Sheer political sentiments, one. Two, it should be me syndrome. Why Ned? Why is it that it is Ned that is championing it?
Do we have anything against NED?
Every politician has something against the other.
So
they would wish they were the ones championing it. Because to them, the credit, the glory will go to NED. But let me tell you something. No one man takes the glory of Anioma State creation. Because it is a mantle that has been handed from one generation to another.
Are you seeing this Anioma State coming so soon?
Anioma is here with us. I'm a believer.
No, they started it before now, even before we were born. So what makes you think that it's going to materialize now?
Because its time has come.
When do you think that will be?
Now. And I mean now.
So are we looking at...
As we speak, we'll be going for a public hearing in Ikotek, Benin. 4th, 5th of July. We are getting ready to be there. 85 senators are thumbing up for the creation of Anioma State. Most of the leaders from the core southeast are thumbing up for Anioma State because they know we are kith and kin. And they know that all that they have suffered, marginalization, the afflictions from the war, the civil war, also reside with us here in Anioma State, in the proposed Anioma State, in Anioma as a people and a nation. We saw the same fate we suffered. So there is nobody more egotic. There is no environment more egotic than the Anioma environment. There is no people deserving of state creation than Anioma as a nation, as a people. There is no agitation as old as Anioma. In fact, when Bender State was to be created, 3 states were proposed: Edo, Delta, and Anioma. But in the wisdom of the military, it was split into 2. So Anioma got the capital, while Delta got the name. And now we now have Delta State with Asaba in Anioma as capital.
Okay, now by the time...
Otherwise, the proposal had been Delta State. They were proposing a capital somewhere in Uyeli, Abraka, or Wari. While the Anioma State, the original capital territory proposal would have been the Ejeme Aziz.
Okay, so now that will now take me to the next question. So where are we proposing? By the time the Anioma State comes,
there's already a gazetted state capital for Anioma State, which is Asaba. It can't be moved.
It can't be moved again.
It is immovable. Because already we have a capital. When Anambra State was created into Enugu State and Anambra State, when Enugu State was created, you couldn't have moved the capital from Enugu because Enugu is already the state capital. So when Anioma State is created, the new Delta will now have another capital within the central region.
And you think we have
the central south region?
Yeah, you think we have what it takes to sustain the state in terms
now,
of...
Now, talking about sustenance, everything God deposited everything about nature, natural resources here in Anioma State. If you are talking of oil and gas, is in Anioma State. Solid minerals is in Anioma State. Agriculture, this is the homestay of agriculture. Human capital and manpower, it's here. Intellectuals, we have it. Sports, we have it. Technology is here. Blue economy, we are surrounded by water.
No, what do we stand to gain as a people?
Livestock.
The Anioma State comes into being, what do we stand to gain as a people?
All I am saying is all we will gain. And we are contiguous. The 9 local government areas, we are contiguous. Arable lands. Hospitable people. Very industrious. So, give Anioma State, create Anioma State, give it 10, 15, 20 years. We'll be at par with any developing or developed state in the Nigerian Federation.
Now, looking at the forthcoming public hearing, What are we expecting?
To tell our story again in now different perspectives, appealing perspectives. We have even traditional rulers that are, some of them are the most read in Nigeria. They are Sagbo of Asaba. Obi, Professor Epiphany Chigbogu Azinge. He is an authority, an icon in the legal profession. So, you discover that all that we have or we need to make Anioma State a reality is now with us. And that's why I told you from the word go that the creation of Anioma State is now.
Why move the public hearing to Uyo? Why not somewhere in Asaba?
It's a regional matter. The Senate is having public hearings in the six geopolitical regions of the country. There is a public hearing in Enugu, in Ikotek Bene, South-South. That of South-South is in Ikotek Bene. That of South-East is in Enugu. There's the one in the Southwest, the North-Central, the Northeast, and of course the Northwest. So it's going on the same simultaneously. So it's not as though it is only the South-South. And it is the Constitutional Review Committee to look at areas where the Nigerian Federation can be tinkered with to get the best for the people. So the Constitutional Review Committee is going around the 6 geopolitical zones to tinker with issues of injustice, imbalance, state creation, and see how Nigeria could evolve a new nation, a stronger nation, a more viable nation, a balanced nation, a nation that truly works.
Now, your parting shot, your advice for the naysayers to the reality, to the creation of...
Do we really have naysayers?
Some person are still
doubters, call them doubters.
Okay.
They are doubting Thomases. They are saying, will this thing work? Not that they are naysayers. There's no person except the devil that will see good and prefer bad. Everybody wants Anioma State in Delta North. Anyone that is telling you, because a naysayer is somebody saying no. There is no naysayer. If there is a naysayer, let them come to this studio and tell the people of Anioma that they don't want Anioma State. I don't think there's a naysayer. What I think we have are doubters. Doubting Thomases.
So what do you have for them? What is your message to them?
They should grow in faith. They should believe in Anioma State. They should follow the man with the mantle. Senator, Prince, Ned, Munea, Nwoko. He has a very clear vision. He's driving that vision, and we should follow him. He's leading us to the promised land.
It's okay. I must say a very big thank you, Comrade Victor Soroko, for finding time to come to the studio to shed more light on what the who is who has been expecting, talking about the public hearing on the proposed on renewed creation of Anioma State. Thank you for your own perspective.
Thank you, Gospel Lip TV, for having me. It's all my pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And on that note, I want to say a very big thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this week's episode of Matters Arising, join us same time, same station next week. My name is Gospel Amalia Mefogo, saying bye for now.